Another news, Ukraine's parliament is due to vote on a no-confidence motion against the government. It's already meeting, and that's following a warning from the Prime Minister that there could be a coup. Demonstrations are intensifying in Kiev, and crowds are now blockading the main government buildings. Live to Al Jazeera's Rory Challands now, who joins us from the Ukrainian capital. Rory, the focus today of the protests has moved from the streets onto the political arena. A vote of confidence, as we said, is due in Parliament. Tell us about what's been happening there and what the outcome of this vote is likely to be.
Well, it was a fairly chaotic start to the parliamentary session, which began a couple of hours ago. There was some shouting on the floor of the parliament and some chanting outside where protesters had gathered. They were shouting "Revolution, revolution." The scene where I am at the moment in Independence Square is fairly calm. There aren't too many people at this location. There are quite a few outside some of the government buildings blockading the action that should be going on there, all the sort of parliamentary governmental business, which essentially has mostly ground to a halt. Now, as you say, there is the vote of confidence that is due to take place in Parliament later. There's no sign of that happening yet. The latest pictures that I saw from out of the Parliament building, it looked fairly empty. There weren't too many people there. Now, as to what will happen with that vote, of course, too early to say. The pro-government faction inside the Parliament has a majority. And they have said that, of course, they won't support a no-confidence motion. It's unclear, actually, whether they're going to vote at all. If they don't vote, that might leave the issue hanging, leave us in a bit of a stalemate. But for the people who have been out on the streets protesting over the last few days, they say that the fall of the government, if it does fall, won't make any difference to them. The person they want to see leave office is the president, Viktor Yanukovych.
Yes, Mr. Yanukovych, meanwhile, has left on a state visit to China. How is that being viewed? Is he seen as taking this crisis seriously?
Well, for the protesters, they see that as basically behaviour that is par for the course. They view Viktor Yanukovych as essentially no more than a petty criminal, and they say that he's not fit to lead the country, and they think that he's running away at a time of crisis. But I think it has to be said that the people who are in this square and the people who are out on the streets protesting don't speak for the entirety of Ukraine. The eastern portion of the country that is largely pro-Russian and largely pro-Yanukovych, this is seen as an unwelcome revolution, if that's what you want to call it. And for the large part, they are still sticking behind their man.
Rory Challands in Kiev, thank you very much indeed.